Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to be going over the only 3 things you need to be focused on with your e-commerce brand to continuously grow your business. These are the exact 3 things that we utilized with this client to help them grow from just in February of this year, not even 5 months ago, from generating $5,000 a month to in the last 30 days generating $95,000. And we're well on our way to hit our first $100,000 month. And this is less than 6 months it's been taking us to do so. And the way that we've done this, like I mentioned, is by focusing on these 3 simple things. And that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. So before we dive in, guys, if you can go ahead and drop a like, it really does help with the algorithm. Perhaps share this with someone that you might know who finds this type of stuff interesting. As I said, it helps getting these videos in front of the right audience. And as always, if you're interested in working with my team to have our agency help grow your e-commerce brand, link in the description. Or if you're an agency owner and you need help growing your agency, link to my inner circle in the description as well. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive on in. This is going to be the only 3 things that you need to scale your brand. I'm going to zoom in on this little flow chart and walk you through things step by step. And so before we do dive in, guys, quick preface here, right? To understand what this video is about, this is not how to start an e-commerce brand. This isn't, what products to be selling. You have product market fit. You have a tiny foundation for your brand. What do you actually need to focus on to scale, right? And go from $5,000 a month to $20,000 a month to $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a month, like I just showed you with one of our current clients. And so, guys, the first pillar of these 3 things that you need to focus on is simply net new customer acquisition. And what this means is finding out ways to acquire new customers and continuously bring them into your brand's ecosystem. And I basically have a ton of different strategies here laid out, and then just a couple sub examples on what you need to focus on. So initially, content at scale. And this can be done through product seeding, through influencers, through actually paying people, but we need to be everywhere organically, which in turn will provide us great user-generated content, and we can then use that for ads and other marketing. You as a brand owner should be setting a goal to be seeding anywhere between, I have 50 to 100 here, that's maybe a little bit high to get started, but anywhere between, I would say, like 10 to 20 content creators per month, exchanging them free product to get, free UGC content for your socials. Think like sort of TikTok shop style, but ultimately generating user-generated content at scale and getting an inflow of that month over month from different creators, different demographic of creators. That is going to be super important. Another way to continuously expand your new customer acquisition is by targeting new content with different demographics, right? So let's just say most of your content might be targeting 19 to 30-year-olds. The reason you're not converting 35-year-olds and up is because none of your content holds that type of demographic. So you might want to start creating specific content for each of your customer avatars, allowing you to start touching on specific pain points for each customer. And ultimately, you can start to have ads introducing the problem and positioning your brand as the solution, and ultimately sending traffic to congruent landing pages touching on that specific demographic problem, right? So let's just say you're a cosmetic brand, your lip plumper can be targeted to younger demographics, saying like, hey, this is a Botox replacement, whereas maybe you target an older demographic with that same product and say, hey, this, gets rid of wrinkles, as an example. You want to have each different ad going to a congruent landing page and telling that individual story. Another great example to figure out a way to acquire new customers is perhaps new country expansion. So if you're only targeting in the United States, right, you're definitely not going to be capping that out, but can you perhaps make your life a little bit easier by expanding into Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, or potentially looking into Amazon as well? And simply, if you were going to target new countries, the way to do this, you could do it inside of the same ad account, is simply just by sending ads to the current website with the goal of expanding reach and ultimately getting new customers at scale. And ultimately, what that's going to do is reduce your cost per acquisition, because you're basically just going to have a much more broader audience to target. And the one thing that I'll add on to this, guys, this is like, I don't have like run ads here or things like that, because that's sort of a given. These are sort of the 3 things outside of just running ads and, utilizing email marketing that you can utilize to continuously grow your brand. And the next one is actually going to be offer testing. Offers are endless, and you need to be creative when you're doing this. So pre-built bundles, buy 2, blah, 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 get 1 free, 24-hour flash sales, free gift with purchase, bundle and save, exclusive MOQ launches, buy more, save more sales. The list carries on. You need to be open into trying and testing different offers in terms of finding ways to acquire new customers at scale. And that kind of piggybacks into the one that I was speaking about before, landing page testing, right? So instead of sending people to the actual website, send people to specific landing pages instead of the overall website to present them with a specific offer. And this is where you can utilize a lot of that offer testing through landing page testing. And then ultimately, a great way to bring back in new customers is just simply new product expansion, new SKUs, new licensing designs, new designs in general. So you want to utilize monthly influencer collabs, right? That's a great way to sort of piggyback off of other people's audiences and acquire those customers, and perhaps dive into licensing, right? This is a great way to attract customers on specific designs. You can get licensing with Disney as an example. They may be coming for like that specific design rather than your specific product. Now, the second pillar that you want to focus on in terms of helping your brand grow is going to be figuring out ways to either improve your average order value or improve your conversion rate. And ultimately, this lands under the umbrella of conversion rate optimization. When you improve your conversion rate and education on your website through social proof, through better site navigation, so on and so forth, this in turn is going to reduce your cost per acquisition, allowing you to spend a little bit more on ads or whatever your channel is as far as acquiring customers. But ultimately, if people are converting, let's say at 1%, and you can get people to start converting at 2%, you've legitimately gone ahead and doubled your revenue without spending an extra dollar or driving more people to the website. And in turn, this also falls in line with improving your average order value, right? So you can look at things like price changes, post-purchase offers, average order value threshold tests, pre-built bundles, different site offerings like we were testing, offer testing. Ultimately, what happens is that when you utilize figuring out different ways to improve your average order value, this will allow you to have a higher cost per acquisition and either maintain equal profit or ultimately bring more profit into your pocket. And so I hope that makes sense, because in my opinion, this is probably one of the biggest levers you can focus on. Of course, you can always get more customers, you can always retain more customers, but how can you make those customers worth more to you and get them to convert at a higher percentage? And sort of piggybacking off that last one, like I just mentioned, the final pillar to this, right, to actually growing an e-commerce brand successfully is going to be customer retention, right? So you can figure out ways to ultimately improve your lifetime value of your customer. And this way, you're going to have the ability to start spending more on either acquiring customers or ultimately having a much higher cost per acquisition. I'll give you an example, right? Let's just say your brand's average order value is $50, but the brand's lifetime value is $200. If you actually have that data and you're confident in understanding, hey, our average lifetime value of a customer is worth $200, that might actually allow you to spend $100 on that initial cost per acquisition, go $50 negative on that initial sale, but make $100 profit on the back end. So these are the things you need to be thinking about when it comes to customer retention. And the way that you can do this is through like a membership program, building out a landing page for that, right? Giving people an explanation. Hey, here's what you get if you sign up for this membership program. You're going to get discounts, you're going to get VIP access, blah, blah, blah. You have to remember, when it comes to customer retention, people are not just going to come back to shop with your brand. You have to actually give them a reason to come back and purchase with your brand. And I think the three main ways to do this is going to be new product SKUs, obviously adding new designs, new things for people to come back and purchase, either having collection drops, kind of piggybacking off new product SKUs. Again, you need to give people a reason to come back and shop. Maybe they didn't like what you had before. Now you're having this new collection. You can build FOMO, hype, so on and so forth, get them to come in and buy. And leading off of that FOMO and hype, you want to be thinking about doing low, limited edition, minimum order quantity drops. That way you can quickly sell out, find out what's working, restock, and then have even a bigger restock than the sellout. Ultimately, all of that to say, guys, if you simply focus on net new customer acquisition, improving your average order value and your conversion rates, and retaining your current customers, those are the only three pillars you need to help grow your brand and scale it from 6 to 7 to 8 figures. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to make a case study about this brand. We're in the midst of doing so. Once we hit 100K a month, I will definitely drop that. As always, guys, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, share this with someone that might find this interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.